I think it's really cool when somebody passes from Cheyenne and his friends and the people of the community really rally around his memory. And that happened with Bill DuBois. He was, I think, Cheyenne's historian is probably the best way I could talk about him. And his grandfather started an area of town. We call it the DuBois subdivision. It's off of Randall. And so, anyways, there's a triangle there that we named after Bill. And the neighbors all got together and signed a petition. They came to the city council meetings. They raised the money and helped us with the installation of all of the bench and the plaque and things like that. And it's done. And it's I don't know. It's just really an honor for a guy who really gave a lot back to our community. It was a year ago that we had a press conference and we announced the Capitol Avenue Bronze Project. Harvey DeSelms had been trying for more than a decade to get bronzes, and he'd had success, got a couple out there. And when I came back from Sheridan, I went and met with him. I said, "What do we got to do?" Because I love to have a bronze on every corner. And so we did that, and we got a group of 5 commissioners who have worked so hard to make this happen. My goal was to get 28 bronzes done in maybe 3 years. And we underestimated Cheyenne because we have over 30 up in the first year. We have another 30 in the process, whether they're being sculpted now, whether they're in the casting process, or if we're waiting for the materials to get them installed on the roads. So we have $1.4 million worth of bronzes that have been donated to the city. And we're on 17th Street now. We're on Capitol Avenue. We're on KLWY Avenue. And we're still having people call us that they want to give another bronze. I don't know where this ends. I hope it never does. It's a beautiful thing for Cheyenne, and I'm so thankful to the commission, to Harvey DeSelms, who's our curator, and mostly to the donors who, I think most of them are donating those in memory to try to keep a memory of a loved one alive. What a better way to do it than through art and beautifying Cheyenne. Yeah, I think that's what's made it so successful is it's a local effort with local people trying to maybe hold the memory of a loved one, at the same time trying to make a substantial contribution to the public art of Cheyenne. And the great part about this, Will, is that almost without exception, these pieces have a meaning. Francis E. Warren, we have an Air Force Base named after him. Nellie Taylor Ross, who was our first female governor in the country. Esther Hobart Morris, the first female justice. And so we're not only are we doing art, but we're also telling the history of Wyoming. Some of our firsts. We see a bull and we see a sheep and stuff, and it talks about how the cattle industry and the sheep industry helped found Wyoming and who we are today. So we're going to have QR codes that are going to tell those meaningful stories. And I'm really excited about this project. Very proud of what's happened so far. Yeah, when I became mayor, our chief explained to me that our goal is to get to everybody's house within 4 minutes or less. But because the city's grown so much to the north and to the east, we weren't able to do that anymore, and that we needed to build new fire stations and relocate where they are. And so we went to the voters and asked their permission. And on the 6-penny sales tax, they were incredibly gracious and gave us the money in order to be able to do this. Our city council had the vision to make the ask and do it. And our fire departments worked so hard. And so when we broke ground on the 5th, it was a great moment for, I think, our city to say that, hey, we've done all the work, we're here now, and we're ready to start construction. 11 months from now, we should be cutting ribbons on 3 new fire stations, and the public safety is going to be dramatically impacted with better service. And I think also a side note that I think is equally important is the working conditions for our firefighters will also be improved. They're a great group, and so I'm really happy we're going to be able to do this for both the community and our firefighters. Yeah, the Coyote Ridge School being built there on the corner of Powder House and Carlson Avenue really kind of made it important to me. I'm a part of the MPO policy committee along with YDOT and the county commissioner. And we talk about projects. What do we need to look at and start planning for the future? Well, building that new school really made it apparent to me that in the city, we need to look at Powder House. And then the commissioners talked about north, the access to Highway 85, and making sure that road meets not only today's needs, but looking 30 years down the road. And so we've decided to do a planning process. We had our first public meeting. We had over 120 people show up. It was a fantastic turnout. And I think what I like about that is They're going to tell us what they like about the plans, things that we need to know about, so we can try to work around their concerns and make sure this is the best project it can be. But this is just the planning process. We'll have to figure out how to pay for it here, maybe on the next 6 penny sales tax. But um, I'm very happy where we're at today. We do need to be looking at these transportation corridors, and this is an important one that needs to be improved. Yeah. So to date now, we've had 4 military families who have been compassionately moved from Cheyenne to other community or other bases because of some racial issues. These are families of color. And I think just philosophically, the Cheyenne I want to live in is a city that never discriminates based on your color, your race, your religion, your sex, your orientation, anything like that. I see Cheyenne as being a place that welcomes people. We're the equality state and loves people. And so this has been a really distressing thing for me. And again, we're starting to have more conversations about what can we do as a community to work on these issues. And I guess my challenge is to all the leaders in our community, all the parents in our community, to start having these conversations about what is right and choose to do the right thing. And I hope that they'll step up and make that decision.